Hi everyone, and welcome to Henderson Library's Home Edition. Today we are going to be doing a special American Girls craft. And before we begin, I just want to say how much I miss all of you coming in to do these American Girl craft together. And I know we haven't been doing a lot of sewing or things we usually do, but it has been fun to at least see some of your projects, and I'm really excited to see you guys in our program in real life sometime in the future. Miss you guys. Okay, now, as we start every American Girls program, we are going to highlight a special American Girl. I have a list of information about this girl. I'm going to read it to you, and you try to figure out who this girl is. Before we start, I just want you to know that this one is really, really hard. Okay. One of the reasons this is a super hard one is because this girl is a part of the Best Friend American Girls line. So this was a group of dolls they made, and they're actually girls that have been in a lot of the American Girl stories, but they're usually the main girl's best friend. And they started coming out with these dolls. So this girl is one of the Best Friend line. And they actually discontinued this series a while ago. Okay, she was born August 22nd, 1923. So this was during, she lived during the Great Depression. So that might let you know whose best friend she is, if you know a lot about the American Girls. She loves princesses and movie stars. She's an avid reader of fairy tales, including Grimm's fairy tales. Her father works at a bank, so the Depression, which is the time in America when a lot of people, they lost a lot of money, the banks kind of went out, and a lot of people were just having a hard time finding a job. Her family wasn't really affected by that too much. She loves dancing, tennis, horseback riding. She's an only child, so she doesn't have any brothers or sisters. She has dark brown hair, and she's a loyal and courageous friend to Kit. And Kit Kittredge is actually, she's one of the American Girls who lived during the Depression, who lived in a boarding house. So she lives a really interesting life. So this is Kit Kittredge's best friend. Do you know who it is? It's a hard one. It's Ruthie Smithens. Now Ruthie has her own book, but she's actually in a lot of Kit's books. So she's in Kit's Treehouse, or one of the Kit's Mysteries, that Intruders at Rivermaid Manor. So she usually has a huge part in it. But the reason I chose her today is because I thought she kind of went along with what we're going to be working on today. So one thing about her, if you remember, is she's an avid reader of fairy tales, particularly Grimm fairy tales. And today we are going to be making a little cauldron for your dolls so that they can be their very own witches, just like in Grimm fairy tales. Isn't it so cute? We've got the fire going, we've got the toad eyes and the potion coming out. So this is a really fun project we're going to be working on, okay? One last thing before we begin. I don't think that we can do this project today unless we know how to be witches. And the best way to be a witch is to be able to get an evil laugh. So let me hear your best evil laughter. Let me hear it. Okay, that was pretty good. I think we could do a little bit better. I mean, we could do the high cackle of a witch. We can do the deep laugh. Any evil laugh you want to do, just make sure it's evil and you can be a witch. All right, let's get down to the craft. All right, let's get started. Okay, give you a close-up look. This is what your cauldron is going to end up looking like. Beautiful. Okay, so inside of your bag, if you got one of our bags that you can take, you are going to have a little pamphlet, and we're just going to use this as scrap, a ribbon, some tissue paper in 2 different colors, a paintbrush. You're going to have some of these pom-poms, googly eyes, a little container of green paint, and a cauldron. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is to paint our cauldron. So the idea is that your American Girl doll has been working on a special witchy potion. So we have to make sure that there's some potion bubbling out. So what we're going to do is we are just going to paint all around the side of our cauldron to make it look like there's potion spilling out. So I'm going to show you what ours looks like. And it'd be good for you to have everything on a plate so you're not, spilling all over the table. Okay, so what I did is I just painted all around the edges. I painted all over the top to make it look like the potion's bubbling over. So that's the first step we're going to take, and you can do it any way you want. It can look messy and great. You can have big globs of it. It's really up to you. This whole cauldron is really nice because you can make it any way you want to. Okay, so once it's all dry, the next thing we are going to work on is the fire. So this was pretty easy to do. What you're going to do is you're going to take your tissue paper, and we're going to turn these into flames. So what you do is you're going to cut a piece off, probably about this long. You can use scissors if you want, but ripping works okay too. So you're going to have strips just like this. You grab it in the middle, you twist a little to make it look like a flame, just like that. And what you end up doing is you're going to grab some glue. Just a glue stick works great for this. And you just dab on some glue all over the bottom of your cauldron. And you simply smush it on there. So you're going to do that all the way around. And then you're going to do it with your orange color too. And you're going to end up with these flames all around. So it looks like you're really cooking it on a fire. Just like that. Pretty easy. Okay. Now the next thing you're going to want to do, and I'm going to take off some of my googly-eyed puffs. Bloop, bloop. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this scrap paper. You're just going to grab pieces of it, crumble it up just like this, and you're just going to throw it in here. And we're just doing that so it looks like it's filled, so that these have something to sit on top of. But if you want to keep your cauldron empty and fill it with candy for your dolls or things like that, you can do that, because I know that you may want to fill it up with different things. But this is one way to do it. We're just going to throw our scraps in there. Pretty easy, just like this one. So it's all full. Okay, so then what you're going to do is you're going to take your little pom-poms, like these, and we're going to stick eyes on them. So it looks like we have eyes of newt in our potion. So these googly eyes are great because they're stickers. So you just have to peel off the back, and it actually can be pretty tricky, but don't give up on it. If you just pick at it on the sides, you'll eventually get a little thing just like that, and you can peel it off just like that. So now it's sticky, and we're simply going to take our pom-pom and stick it on there. And now we have our eye of newt. Perfect. So you're going to want to do that for all of your little eyes, little ones. And you don't have to put it on all of them if you don't want. It's really up to you. And then next what you're going to do is you are going to take your cauldron, and you are just going to grab a googly eye, put a ton of glue on this, And you can just place it anywhere you want. You can put it on the paper so it looks like it's sitting in, or you can put it on the edges. And you're just gonna wanna do that with all of them until it looks like your whole thing is just filled with googly eyes. Ah! Just like that. Look at that beautiful potion. Perfect. Okay. And then the last step is you're going to have a piece of ribbon. And honestly, you can do whatever you want to do with this. So, as you see, what I did is I wrapped it around my handle so that I could have a cute little handle. But then I also tied a ribbon around it with a bow, because witches like to look really cute as well, I feel like, especially their cauldrons. But with the ribbon, you can do whatever you want. You can make tiny bows and stick them all over. You can make a large handle that she can hold. It's really up to you what you want to do. And that's the best part about this craft, is that you can really make it your own. You can find things all around the house and put them in your cauldron, stick them around, maybe paint designs all over it. It's really up to you what you decide to do, as long as it's witchy and mischievous. All right. And that is your beautiful, witchy American Girl cauldron. Thanks for joining us, guys. Excited to see you next time.